Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your 2023 Jayflight 294 QBS travel trailer. I'm here to walk you around and show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things to take into consideration when parking. On your campsite, I want you to think about your slide, or excuse me, your awning. Leave plenty of room for that to come in and out. Then, of course, on your off-camp side, I want you to think about your slide. But even more important, I want you to think about where your power and water connection is going to be. Your power is going to be just behind your slide, and your water connection, same spot. So just behind your tires on your driver's side of your tow vehicles, where all your connections are going to be. Park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once we arrive and unhook our hitch, next thing we're going to do is level our unit. Got this Lippert power tongue jack with a night docking light should you arrive at night. Simply retract or extend, bring this down or up. Should you lose power, that hand crank right there underneath this rubber stopper here will get this up and down should you lose power. And I will forewarn you, this rubber stopper will get your hands kind of black, so be careful with it. Only pull it out in case you really need it. Alright, we got our unit level. Next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. We got these new scissor stabilizing jacks on these brand new Jaycos. So we're going to unhook our little safety latch here. What that's doing is keep holding that up there for you. Make sure it doesn't come down. I will drop it down by just a couple cranks. Now, we're going to crank it down just a couple more spots here, so that we can get in here and get a hold of this. Lift up on this ring, that's going to release your leg. You can drop that down a lot quicker. Just a quick release. And then go ahead and stabilize it. Now, once you've got unit, all four of them down, our unit is level and stable. Next thing we'll do is hook up our power and water. Again, your power cord's way back here in this back corner. 30 amp cord. The way those go on now is they'll go in at, say, 11 o'clock here. Get it in, turn it to the right, and then put your black washer on. At the end of that 30 amp service, should you need to plug into a 110, in your convenience pack will be this 30 to 15 amp reducer. All right, there's your power. Let's hook your water up. At campsites, we're going to hook up where it says city water connection. Grab your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in the unit. Always use this when camping because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Hook that up. Hook up your hose. Don't turn your hose on yet. We got one more step. Come up here to your hot water heater. And all we're doing at this point, folks, is make sure our drain plug's in there. Get that on there nice and snug. Once that's on there, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. After the hose has been on for a few minutes, you go inside, open up this slide, which we'll go in a moment, show you how to do that, but we're going to open up this slide so you can get in there and open up all of your water taps. Get in there, get all the water lines opened up, get all the air out of the lines. Once it's steady flowing of water, shut them off and you're all set to camp. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry camping or boondocking. In that case, we're going to fill up our freshwater tank, which is way over here on our campsite. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply use a hose. You can gravity fill that with a hose. Two ways to tell when it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here, or two on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Keep an eye on that. Once that's full, remove the hose, put this cap on, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when hooked up to the city water. That's already pressurized. All right, so you're all set up to camp now. Power and water. I'm gonna go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit. I'll continue up front here. Your propane does have a cover, a regulator, simply pointed toward the tank you wish to be using, or it's an automatic crossover. Just lefty loosey to open those up. Again, check your battery post every now and then. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. Our passenger storage is a griddle, a table, a quick connect. I'll show you how to hook up all that on the other side. On your slides, these wiper seals, they do have a liquid that you can apply to these to keep them nice and pliable. Keep them from dry rotting over the years. Now back here again, we have our hot water heater, our power. That's our tank flush. We'll talk about that when dumping our black and gray tanks, but that's where we'll clean out our black tanks. Black and gray tanks down here. Flue for our furnace. There's an outdoor shower. City water connection. Nice storage area here with a magnet to hold that up. Here's where you plug in your cable at the campsites. You got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year, check the seams of your roof and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. You're prepped for a Furion backup camera. Device you can purchase from our store. Piece sets on the dash of your tow vehicle. Another piece attaches to this, give you a backup camera for the unit. Got a nice spare tire with a cover. Keep that cover on there, keeps that in good shape. This is where our J-port arm will hook up for our griddle here. There's your quick connect for that. In this outdoor kitchen area, you've got this spray port hose that will connect here. You grab your J-port real quick. So what you can see here is this end will slide in there, down here. We'll take our tabletop, set that on there. And again, your griddle will set here, connect LP there. You got a low point drain over on this side. Your awning does have a pitch control. Simply pull down on this arm. It'll tilt your awning. Keep rainwater all running one way. We've got a couple outdoor speakers. Vent for our microwave. Access panel to the back of our fridge. That's for techs. Again, fresh water. 110 and cable if you want to hook a TV up out here. This mount. Snap onto a TV. You snap it on here. You can take the same mount and snap it to the device in the bedroom. That about covers everything out here. Let's go take a look on the inside. Coming up inside the unit, first thing I always like to point out, your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of emergency. Just above that's going to be a bunch of control panels. Start up top. Here's where you check the level of your brand new battery. Fresh, black, and gray tanks. Over here's where you turn on your water pump for using your fresh water. Your water heater if hooked to gas, your water heater if hooked to electric. It does make a difference. We've got our awning light and our interior light. Awning. You only want to run that out until you can see that brown bar. And that white flap has fallen down to 90 degrees. If you hold that button down to on extend or out on here, that will continue to run itself out, start to run up onto itself backwards. So keep an eye on it when you run it out only as far as you need to. Continue to run that back in. Here's our slide control. Below that, A110 and a couple of charging ports for USBs. I will tell you at this point, the slam locks work best when gently slammed. Alright, next to our fire extinguisher is going to be your 12 volt carbon monoxide propane detector. That is always running off your battery, so keep an eye on that. You got a sink, kitchen sink with some plumbing to maintain. Access panels right here to the back of everything. This access panel actually gets you into your water pump. You can bypass your water lines, etc. for winterizing. Up here, self-explanatory microwave. Got a fan and a light above our cooktop. Top makes an excellent backsplash. Rock this up to become a panel light. Turn that to light, hit your spark. That's how these all light up. Same thing on the oven. turn it to light, hit your spark here, that will light your pilot light, and then turn it to the desired temperature. Rock this panel light down, it becomes an oven light. Blow your oven, breaker box and fuses. Ton of 15s in there, a couple of 40s. Highly recommend having them with you when you go camping. Our no cold fridge, we'll turn this on right here. Here's our modes. That is an A. A means auto, means we're plugged in. As soon as I unplug that, would switch that to a gas light, which I can change the mode to just electric or just gas or auto. 1 through 5, 5 being the coldest over here in your snowflakes. Access panel to the back of your shower. Hand open exhaust vent. More plumbing to maintain. It's almost all PEX nowadays. Just keep an eye on it. As they say, you're bouncing a house down the road. Depending on how much you travel, keep an eye on these things. Come back in our bunk area. We're all set for a TV mount there as well. Not much more to talk about back here other than our bunks. Coming out into the living room. To my left is going to be my thermostat. I'm going to go right to AC and crank that up. On that AC you have what's called a quick dump. That'll dump the cold air here. Let's go through and go all the way around to off. You hear that shut off rather quickly. Generally. Once that's off, I'm going to go in and go to your furnace. Skip right past it there. Furnace, crank that up. You hear that running. Now what you will notice when I shut your furnace off, it'll generally take a few minutes to cycle through before that furnace fan will shut off. Your TV here, got individual lighting over here. TV. Your dinette here will lift up off there, pull them legs out. You set that dinette table on these mounts here, put some flat cushions on the top, and you got another sleeping area. Another sleeping area over here. Let me show you how that sets up. Simply remove your Velcro back. Turn the light on here so you can see this. You're going to grab in the middle, lift up, and then pull this out. As that comes out, lay our back down. Just that quickly. You've got no sleeping quarters. When putting this back, make sure you lift the back up first. Otherwise you're going to damage your sofa. Stand in the middle here, gives you good leverage. Fold these legs in, set that down. Turn your cushions just that quickly, you're back to the sofa. Television. This is on a mount. You can bring it out and swivel it. I want to swivel it so I can show you this little green light. Make sure that is on. There's going to be your antenna. You got a Fire Stick TV, I believe, here. Insignia Fire. So when you arrive at the campsite, go into home, run a digital channel scan for your antennas, and that'll help you pick up all the local channels.
I've seen since when you a doctor.
There's feet for your TV in case you ever remove that from here. Got a remote for the sound system as well. Crank that up. See if we can pick up anything in here.
House of culture.
So indoors or outdoors.
Which may have already begun.
AM, FM, Bluetooth, auxiliary, nice sound system. Heading back into our bedroom. Main thing I want to talk about back here is to have your doors snapped open for travel. Another spot for TV. 110 cable up here. Solar controller charger, or solar charge controller. I'm going to send you a separate video from GP Electric. The whole purpose of this is to keep your solar panels from overcharging your battery. Your main concern is to make sure that stays on wet battery, because that's the type of battery you have. Emergency escape window down here. You can literally just grab this and rip that screen out. That will push the door out, or the window. Storage up underneath your bed. That about covers everything in here. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. I like to start by coming to my control panel, shutting off my interior lights. Now I can see any other lights that are on are accent lights. I'll walk through the unit, shut all them off. Went through the unit, shut off all the accent lights, turn on my main light here, and say doors and drawers. Walk through the unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede our slides from coming in. Very important, these doors are closed and your television's pushed back. Gonna come to slide and just hit in. Nice, smooth, quiet ride as it comes in. You will hear, when we get to the very end here, that is the slide mechanism telling you that it's in all the way. Shut off our lights and exit the unit. Now the biggest thing on these steps, whether you're bringing them down or putting them up, is you want to make sure your exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise this will catch on it. Your feet are adjustable. So if you've been pulling on these, set that up in there, lock that in. If we are out dry camping underneath your freshwater drain, or freshwater will be your freshwater drain, bring up your stabilizing jacks and head on home or to the nearest dump station, whatever you're in need of. If we are out at a campsite, we're going to unhook our power, our water, our cable, hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. And at the dump station, park accordingly. Dump is right behind the tires on your off camp side. Hook up your 10-foot hose, and we're going to pull our black holding tank. That's going to be your sewage. Once it sounds like that's no longer draining, go inside, check your black tank, make sure it is empty or close to it. Come back out here, leave that handle open, grab the hose at the dump station, and come up here to this tank flush valve. Again, emphasizing leaving that black handle open. Hook the hose up here and let that run for a good 5 minutes. It's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, close that back up, come down here, make sure all that washout that you have put in there has drained out. Then you can close that black and pull your gray. Now while my gray tanks are draining, I'm going to come around to our low point drains. Going to open up those, get them drained out. And then we don't want to leave any hot water, any stagnant water in our hot water heater. Our power, of course, would be unplugged at this point. You come up to your hot water heater, and be careful because this sets up high. Lift up on this pressure release valve, and that's going to dump some hot water out of there, so be careful. When that's done, put that back down, otherwise your door won't close. Then you can pull your drain plug. When your gray is done, close that gray, remove your sewage hose, and conveniently and sanitarily store it right here in your bumper. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Jayflight for many years to come. Happy camping.